Welcome back, Gaming with King family, to another F1 Manager 2022 video, and we're here for round 8, where we're going to be going at Baku with the team here. Currently, we're holding P4, pretty close to Mercedes. They're currently our next targets, as we have been outperforming the Alpines in our last two races. If you haven't seen our last race, make sure you check that one out. Lando Norris kind of crashed out in that one, so we only had Danny Ricciardo to finish for that one. So this time around, we're gonna see if we could finish the race with both drivers and with nobody crashing out. All right, so we're gonna try and get two drivers in the top 10 and see if we could score that. All right, so let's go for this one. Remember to smash that like button if you guys have not already done so. Let's jump in and see what we could do.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
All right, here we go for our Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're gonna start our free practice, kicking it off with those first softs, set of softs. Let me just move that about to there, and 20 laps up here. Bring that back down, that down. We want to change out these parts or engine. Go back to that old engine, 29% ERS. We're gonna go back to our first ERS, 48%. And for our gearbox, going back to that gearbox, 24% looks a little bit iffy. I think I'm going to stick with this one. 24% looks iffy. If I get my car completely set up by pre-practice 3, then I'll go for that 24 one. But if not, then I'll stick with this one. All right, 44% engine there. That's good. Go back to that old ERS, 52%. And for gearbox, 25. All right, so we're gonna leave those. If we get completed with free practice, then we'll select those. But for now, let's go with what we got. Let's go.
Is the radio okay now?
Okay, radio check.
Sessions should be starting now.
Let's go. All right, guys, so there we go for free practice. Our final free practice run. We have Lando Norris P15, Daniel Ricciardo P17, but this is where it counts. Acclimatization, 100 for both drivers, and 97 setup, 15 out of 15 for both drivers. All right, so that's all we want. So let's jump now into qualifying and see what we could do from there. All right, so here we go for qualifying. We're gonna make sure to change out these parts. Always want to make sure you change out these parts. And though some of these parts that you now see, like this engine at 23%, you could still use that engine in your free practice session, but you just need to know how to use it to make the most of it. All right, so there we go with our drivers. Take off a little off the top. Still, I'm a little bit questioning this gearbox at 63%. We'll run one more race on it at 63%, and then we'll switch for a new gearbox in the next one. Now let's switch out for Lando Norris. Lando's gearbox is at 43%, so we might want to go for a new gearbox for Lando here. Instead of using that gearbox at 43%, we'll use that for practice. take off a little off that lap time. And let's go.
Radio check please, Lando.
Alright, so the timer is not looking
Yeah,
good
radio check, all good.
for us there.
Track should be green.
So we're gonna have to find a nice little entrance in here so we don't get blocked up. There goes a few cars, so we're gonna send one of our drivers out there. Come on, get off the screen. And then we're gonna wait. And then send our next driver out. Alright, let's send him out there behind Bottas. So I'm not even sure if we're gonna get blocked up on this one. We just tried to slot our drivers in. Nice, so Ricardo didn't get blocked up. Let's see if Norris will get a nice clean run. He's gonna get blocked up by Stroll and Zoe. Alright, so Lando Norris gets him blocked up. Ricardo get a nice clean run there, no blocking up. Let's see how much off the pace is Lando Norris. Alright, so he's a bit off the pace there. Alright, now we see them going out, so we're gonna go out with them. Alright, so we're out. Alright, let's see what kind of time we put in here. We're a bit far away from the kick out zone, so we should be good. We're a big distance away, so we should be good in the top 10 here. There goes Lando Norris improving. Daniel Ricciardo did not improve. He got down to P11. Lando Norris holding P9, so we're through. Right, so everybody was on old tires.
Daniel, radio check. And check the
Oh
drink.
man, a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic.
Yep, radio is good, drink's good.
So we can't send our drivers out just yet. Too much traffic, man. Too much traffic. Alright, we're gonna have to time it. Take that off the screen. And wait for, once we see one of their drivers releasing there, then we'll release there. And we'll release here with our drivers. And we should be good from there. We should be good for our first run. As you see, everybody's coming out for their first run. Russell with a late exit. Lewis Hamilton coming with a late exit. We beat him to the corner. I think we did. We beat Lewis to the corner there. Think we did. Alright, so we're way off the pace there. 3:45 right there. Magnussen and Ocon release same time at 3:45. Yeah, got a nice little exit, and I think Ocon is gonna slow up Norris a bit here. Ricardo is getting a nice little slipstream, but we should be faster than Ocon, so I definitely think Ocon slowed us up. Ricardo getting pushed out, Norris making it through.
Radio check.
I see the traffic.
Yeah, all good.
It looks like cars are going out, so we're gonna
Okay, so
send
that's
our
a green
cars
light.
out. Wow, Norris came out. Look how long we sent Norris out, and he came out next to the back. That was crazy. Now let's see what he can do behind Sainz here. Here comes Lando behind Carlos Sainz. George Russell spun out. Alright, so P9 is where Lando Norris did his run. Magnussen going out. So we'll send Lando out there. We see Perez going out. We see a good amount of them filing out. All right, so we're out behind George Russell, who had that spin. See what we could do. Come on, get off the screen thing. Here comes George Russell. Lando Norris, I should say. Here comes Norris. Did he improve? What happened? I don't know what happened there. But our times did not register. I don't know what happened. Our times did not register. Russell, Leclerc, Perez, Magnussen, none of our times registered. Yeah, none of our time registered there. So P9 it is for Lando Norris, P12 for Daniel Ricciardo at the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let's go.
To build here as race day begins.
McLaren did a decent job during qualifying. This is a solid grid position, and it certainly has the potential to lead to good race results. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Oh, really?
But for now, though, let's get ready for all the action of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I'm going to make sure to check my forecast if we're going to see rain. All right, guys, so here we go for the starting of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let's go see what we could do. We've checked our forecast, and there is no rain expected here, so we should be good to go to the finish.
But the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. And there's Lando Norris. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Everything's been building to this. Here we go, with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out,
and away we go. All right, so here we go. We got both of our drivers on overtake at the start, so let's see if we can pick up any positions. We see Ricciardo moved up to P11. Nope, he's back down to P12. Lando Norris all over George Russell here in P9, still holding his position. Now we see them.
Just keep taking care. You're doing a good job.
All right, Ricciardo moved up on Alonso, picking up an early position. Really nice. Let's see if he can go down the inside here. Nice drive from Daniel Ricciardo there. As we see Norris continues. We're going to keep that ERS on overtake. Nice attempt from Daniel Ricciardo. So he attempted to overtake Kevin Magnussen there, but it didn't come through. So we keep pushing with that overtake button. You see that blue bar pulling up? Exactly what we want. And we should get a nice clean sprint down the straight when we hit there with that blue bar completely filled. Alright, so Norris P9, Ricciardo P11. Norris gets a nice exit on George Russell and should pick that position right up right there. Beautiful start from Lando Norris with that overtake button. As you can see, the bar is now filled up. Really good. So we're getting a nice speed pulling down the hill. And once it zeroes out, then I'm going to cut it back down to neutral from there. All right, there it goes, zeroing out. We're now going to cut to neutral. Neutral with Ricciardo. George Russell trying to come back at Lando. Will Lando give up the position? Yes, he did. Man, Lando gave back up that position. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. I mean, Ricardo has the better line. Not Ricardo, Russell has the better line, the inside line
Mercedes
there.
moved up a place.
So here comes now Lando with the better line. Round the inside, squeeze him off, Lando. Squeeze him off.
Doing a good job
Hold
so
that
far.
line, Lando. Hold that line. You got the better line here. There we go. Squeeze him off, man. Block him. Come on, Lando. Block him. We got the better line up here as well. Block him, Lando. Squeeze him off. Man, Russell. All right, so Russell gave up. He finally gave up, and Lando held the position. Good drive there. Good start to the race from our guys. Beautiful, beautiful start. Let's see the intervals. All right, so Lando Norris dropping out of DRS off Valtteri Bottas. DRS is going to be enabled at the end of this lap, so we want to say overtake with Russell, with Norris,
Overtake there if you need it.
and we want to see if, let's say, overtake with Ricardo as well. We want to see if he can close that gap down to Bottas. Right, let's go attack on the tires and push on fuel as well. Let's go attack and push on fuel as well.
Let's try and push up.
Keep that overtake button on so we close the gap down to Valtteri. Don't want Valtteri to get DRS, and we don't. Yep, there he goes. Man, we almost got in there, and he's just gone. Now we'll have to work extra hard to catch up to him. Come on, Norris. Get back in there. You got this, Lando. Ricardo working extra hard to get in there as well. Alright, Lando is almost within. Now he's in there. Closing down that gap to Valtteri. Nicely done from Lando. Bottas also passed Gasly. Cut back that down to balance. Cut that down to balance as we caught up with both drivers. So we're now in that train.
Okay, keep looking after the time.
Okay, understood.
Right, so we're within the train. Really nice job from both drivers to close that gap down. Get back within the train. Used up a good amount of our tires to do so as well, but it's all right. As long as we're within that train, we're quite comfortable. All right, so what I'm gonna have to do is, once it zeroes out, we're gonna have to cut down to harvest. All right, there goes DRS. So harvest there, and harvest there.
Recharge off whenever's good.
Cool.
So we can close the gap down with that DRS, and we'll get DRS on the next straight as well, which would be good to close the gap down. There we go. There we go. Nice drive in there. We're going to cut to neutral around here.
Recharge off.
Neutral around here.
Recharge off.
As Ricardo follows Russell. And the mid-pack here pulling away from those guys. Zoe and those guys down. So right now we're just going to be in this little train of DRS. And we could take our time and pick through the train and move up one or two places until we reach to the front runners, the front of the train, which is Lewis Hamilton. Everybody seems to be on mediums. All right, let's keep going. Alright, so since we're kind of stuck in this train and we're not going to be doing much for a few laps, then sit in this train. We're going to speed it up for a few laps. Alright, so after we speed it up for a few laps, we see Ricardo dropping out of the train. But we should be able to get back in there. give him some overtake so he gets some nice exits through these corners and try to close back down to Russell. You see Lando comfortably in the train. Yeah, Ricardo now gaining really nice, gets a nice exit there. So he's back within and then he's out again. Just want to be within there once we hit that straight. Alright, we might have to pick up the pace with Ricardo here. Let's go aggressive.
Use the pace now. Okay, gotcha.
Alright, let's cut him back down there to standard. Alright, so he's within there, so he should get that DRS. Let's harvest with both our
recharge on
drivers.
is okay, please.
Yeah, confirm. And recharge on. Yep.
And then we'll get DRS again around here with both drivers. I don't know, but every time I try to like speed it up somewhat, then my drivers tend to drop way back. See Lando Norris dropping way back here with DRS.
And recharge off is okay.
Which is crazy how he could drop way back with DRS
Recharge off.
while he's in DRS flying. I don't know. So sometimes I'm afraid to speed it up a bit, but let's add some times 2 speed then. Alright, so we're back at lap 10.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
We see Joe just past Ricardo, who's now going back past Joe with DRS.
That was good.
And we see Lando Norris losing out to Kevin Magnussen.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Alright, let's cut down to harvest here.
And recharge on, recharge
And
on.
harvest here.
And recharge on, recharge on. Yeah.
In the tighter portions. Ricardo dropped out. He's almost back in. Almost. Alright, we keep charging. Keep charging. We'll cut to neutral right around here.
Turn recharge
Neutral
off if you want to.
right around here. So Lando can be within DRS.
Off, recharge off. Okay.
There he goes crossing that DRS line. So you should get that rear wing wide open down here. There you go. And Joe, his wing is wide open on Ricardo. Let's look at those tires again. Alright, now Zoe's tires are down to 67%. Magnussen tires are 56%. I think they're going to be running a one-stop. Those on softs going to be running a one-stop strategy. %72% for Norris and 72% for Ricardo. So we have been doing the most on our mediums compared to the rest of the pack. Have been fairly managing their mediums nicely. Alright, let's add some more speed. Alright, so while we were adding speed, we see Gasly, Bottas, Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel going to pit.
Alrighty.
What's up with you, Danny?
So this is P10.
And we see Lando Norris now behind Kevin Magnussen. We'll get him with the DRS down the straight. and he's on those softs. So we've seen cars already switch for those hards that will be going to the end. We're going to be switching for those hards, but not yet. You see how much laps to our 4 laps to our pit window. Then we will be going on to those hards. Right, Lando Norris should now get around Magnussen here. And you see Daniel Ricciardo right behind George Russell, who will have no DRS on Lando. So we should also pick up that position. Alright, so let's see. Here comes Lando, weaving out, in and out. Kevin Magnussen down the inside goes Lando. Here comes Ricciardo on Zoe. Nope,
Lando,
Zoe was
nice job.
too far away for Ricciardo, but Lando picked up Kevin Magnussen.
McLaren gain a position.
Alright, now here comes those DRS. Here comes Ricciardo on Zoe. Nice overtake there from Danny Ricciardo, as those softs should be dropping off. Those softs should be dropping off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go attack with Ricciardo and push and overtake and see if we can close that gap down to George Russell and get him back within DRS in that front train, as Lando lead the train. Alright, Ricciardo is back in there. We can cut that down to standard and cut that down to balance.
Okay, keep
Cut that
looking
down
out
to
for the time.
neutral,
Okay.
since he's closed that gap. Beautiful drive here from both drivers. Good performance. Right, so Pierre Gasly is the first car that we want to make mark on the map. Where is Gasly? Gasly's in P14, so he's right there behind Tsunoda, him and Bottas. Behind Yuki Tsunoda, so they're not too far away from us. And I don't think we're going to be able to create as much distance to take a free pit stop. I doubt it. Right, Zoe, Tsunoda, they're going into pit. We still haven't seen Kevin Magnussen and Zoe going to pit on those softs. Very interesting how they're working those softs. I wonder what kind of engine mode they're on.
McLaren have got some momentum going.
Ricciardo gained 2 positions. Let's watch that.
Now look
I want to
at
watch
this.
that.
Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Down the inside. Wow. Nice overtake there from Ricciardo.
And it takes
Really
a lot of
nice
skill to pull off a move like that.
overtake there from Danny Ricciardo.
The team watching on and
Alright,
clearly
so since
loving that.
Ricciardo is right behind Lando now, could we tell Ricciardo to hold? Do we want to tell Ricciardo to hold? Mick Schumacher crashed. Do we want to tell Ricciardo to hold? Yeah, hold those cars behind and let Lando go. 2 laps to his pit window. So we're gonna see how far Ricciardo could hold those cars to. It's very interesting to see how far he can hold them to as Lando pulls away. How much times he could save us. Let's see. Alright. Lando getting a nice little leap on them. Here comes Kevin Magnussen around the outside of Ricciardo. Did he get the position? Yes, he did. Alright. So we'll tell Ricciardo to not hold anymore, just drive.
Haas with an overtake there.
As we're 1 lap away from Lando's pit window. and we have good tires, we're going to burn these tires in a few laps to attack. And Ricardo will have... Oh, Russell also passed Ricardo, bringing him back down to P9. No problem, we'll be getting DRS on these guys with their old tires. 38%, 37% on those softs. And they're still holding up. Those softs should be dropping off by now. Let's go overtake for Danny from here.
Use overtake.
And as for Lando, we're going to go aggressive.
Maximum pace.
And we're going to go overtake with him as well.
Press overtake.
Confirm.
All right, here comes Danny Ricciardo. Let's see if he can get back a double overtake. As we will get DRS on... Oh, look at that weaving. Dangerous driving. Magnussen decides to go to pit, leaving us right behind George Russell. All right, we're going to cut it back down to neutral. We're now at Lando's pit window and we're going aggressive on his tires. One lap to Ricardo's pit window. Those guys use those softs really well. 18 laps on those softs. That's crazy they did so much laps on those softs. Alright, let's add some speed for a few laps. Alright, Ricardo now in his pit window as well. Really nice. We're going to cut him up to aggressive as well.
Let's see what pace you can do.
And we're going to cut him up to overtake as well. And then we're going to add some speed to Lando's pit stop. ERS drained for Ricardo.
Let's have 100% pace. 100% pace.
Go on, Lando, 100. Neutral. Let's harvest with Ricardo.
And recharge should be on.
Understood.
As we fly with Lando here. Let's go attack with Ricardo as well.
Maximum pace now. Understood.
Alright, so one lap to Norris's pit stop. Let's bring him in for those hards. That will be taking him to the end.
So box now.
Verstappen just exited. We didn't catch up to him at all. So everybody in front of us already pit. Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc has not pitted as yet.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
And I would think that they're going to be pitting now. George Russell did not pit it as yet. I assume one of the Mercedes is going to pit this lap and the next one is going to pit the other lap, is what I assume. Alright, let's cut that to neutral.
Recharge off, recharge off.
Lando Norris trying to close that gap down to Lewis, to his pit stop. Lewis all over Sainz. Everybody should be going to hard tires at this point to go to the end. Right, here goes Norris in. Perez now in the pits. Will Lewis Hamilton go to pit here or will George Russell go to pit? Who first on the team Mercedes? Hamilton goes in first. Smart move. I was hoping George Russell I was hoping George Russell would have gone in
Okay,
first, but they
understood.
sent Hamilton in
And
first.
just remind you, use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
Here comes Ricardo. We're gonna fire up this lap and see if we could pass George Russell with Ricardo to go to pit here. Bring him back to those hards. And we're out behind Lewis Hamilton still. There he is right up the road. Here we go with DRS.
Alonso pitted as well.
Nice, nice. So we got George Russell there. All right, let's got to standard and standard
Just be careful with this
and
tire.
normal. We're 3 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. We're in the top 10. Really good. What I should be doing now is going very aggressive with Lando here
Can push.
Yeah, fine.
and see if we could close down. Our tires are a bit cold. Not yet up to temperature to go aggressive, but yeah, we're gonna go aggressive. As Leclerc will be coming to pit, Russell will be going to pit, so Norris should go by Russell in the pits. And Ricardo. Right, there goes Leclerc going to pit now. Ricardo doing a really good drive here on his pit lap. All right, he's gonna go in now. Box, Danny, box.
Okay, then you'll pit lane.
Oh, Russell did not pit.
Understood.
Russell did not pit.
Remember the pit lane speed limiter.
Russell did not pit. That's very interesting that Russell did not pit there. There goes Ricardo, getting his tires changed. And he's gonna get out behind Kevin Magnussen and in front of Joe, it looks like. Alright, so he's out behind Magnussen and in front of Zoe. Danny Ricardo. Oh, look at that. What kind of driving is that from Zoe? And he just blocked Ricardo off there. Let's cut to standard and balance on
Okay,
fuel.
keep looking after the
Keep
time.
that on neutral.
Okay, understood.
Let's cut back to standard with Lando. Alright, so let's add some speed. Alright, so we see George Russell now in the pits. There he is going in. Ricardo should pick him up and make his way up to P11. So we only have Zoe to pass with, or Ricardo, who is basically right on Zoe. Almost within DRS of Zoe. Danny Ricardo. I think if we go push through here with Ricardo, he should be able to catch up to Zoe. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna let him push through here, use some of that fuel. Another car spun as we gain on Zoe with Ricardo. Closing that lap. Vettel crashed.
Let's take a closer look.
Let's take a look at
So
that.
this was the Aston Martin.
Down the straight. Ooh. Ah.
And
Oh.
there we see the
Not that bad. Alright, so we're right now on Zoe with Ricardo. And we will get DRS to close down that time, and then we'll cut back down on our fuel from there. Alright, here we go. Nice driving here from Ricardo. We can cut down on our fuel back to balance from about there, as we're right on him. Alright, so we're 3 seconds off Lewis Hamilton with Lando Norris. out there in P8, and Ricardo now with DRS on Joe. Should see that rear wing wide open. There it is. Let's cut to Harvest here.
Yeah, recharge on is good. Yep, understood.
Try and save some of that ERS. And we should get DRS again around here. And that's when we can stop or recharge right around here. So we got back down to neutral.
Recharge off. Recharge off.
All right.
Roger.
So let's add some speed for the sake of the time on the video. All right, guys. So we're at lap 31. We still see Lando Norris holding P8, and we see Daniel Ricciardo battling with Zoe. Will he get him now? Yes, he can. He'll get him now, but then Zoe is gonna DRS around here and possibly take back that position from Ricciardo. So they're basically trading places.
McLaren with a great overtake.
They're basically trading places with Ricciardo, and there goes Ricciardo, letting Zoe pass and putting a good block on Russell. And then he'll go back past Zoe around the main straight again.
A position
Right.
gained for Alfa Romeo.
So at this point, we're going to add some more speed as we see nothing much changing. And then we'll come back at about lap 35. All right, so we see Danny Ricciardo moving into P10 and taking himself out of DRS. So Alonso behind does not have DRS on him. So he's a little bit to himself right now. So what we're going to try to do is to go aggressive and say push.
Push.
And let's see if he can extend that and hold P10. Right, if we can extend on Alonso and hold P10, then that will be nice. As you can see, Joe does not have DRS on Alonso, so him and George Russell basically dropped back. All right, so we could extend on Alonso and hold P10 with or Ricciardo here. So let's go for that. He has a little more tire deck than Lando Norris, so we're going to use a little bit of it to extend for a few laps. So we want to cut to harvest around here, harvest around here.
Yep.
With both drivers, do a little bit of harvesting. And then we're going to cut it up back to neutral. Right about here.
Just recharge off, please. Just recharge off.
All right, we're gonna cut it back to neutral with Ricciardo as well. Right around there as well.
Recharge off. Recharge
Right,
off.
so we're still 1.3 in front of Alonso with Ricciardo. So we'll let him keep driving. Let's see if our tires is fresher. All right, so Alonso has the older tires and we have the fresher tires. Yes. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna add some speed. All right, guys, we're at lap 39, and we see a few cars going to pit. We see Gasly and Bottas going to pit with Stroll. We now see Mick Schumacher going to pit, and they're going for a soft tire, so they're going for a two-stop strategy, not a one-stop as we thought. So that moves Norris up to P6 and Ricciardo up to P8 with Kevin Magnussen in between. All right. So Russell 3 seconds now behind Daniel Ricciardo. So if we can keep Ricciardo out in front, then we could go there and we could see what we could do from there with our drivers to go to the finish. So we're going to add some more speed and we'll be back about lap 45. All right, so we see Pierre Gasly
Gained for Alpha Tauri.
catching back up to Ricciardo in his softs. Seems like those softs are going crazy. catching back up. We see Bottas as well coming up. I don't know if Ricardo got a spun or something, but we see Gasly catching up to Ricardo, and it's going to be
safety car
a
deployed.
safety car. Do we want to switch
just
for
drive on that delta.
softs? Do we want to switch for softs is the question. How far is the cars? The safety car will not come out this lap. It will come out the next lap. Hamilton crashed. Lewis Hamilton crashed. Let's watch
see
that.
What happened there. Now,
Yeah, I
just
want to see
watch
what
the
happened.
Mercedes here. Clearly,
Ooh,
something went
nasty
very,
crash
very wrong there.
for Lewis Hamilton there. Nasty crash. So that's caused the safety
But the team
car
had such high hopes
as
today.
Lewis is out
What
of
a
the
shame.
race. Now the question is, do we want to go to pit as the safety car is going to close down Bottas to us? But let me see, if we go to pit now with Norris, then we risk coming out behind Magnussen and all of those guys. We probably come back way in the back there. Probably P11 is where I'm looking with Russell. So what I'm going to do is cut that down to conserve,
Just be careful with this tire.
conserve, harvest, conserve, harvest, and we're not going to go to pit. We're going to stay out. Everybody's staying out, so we're going to also stay out. Alright, so safety car in this lap. We're going to cut them up to neutral, neutral. Now we have a lot of fuel. We're going to cut those fuel up to push on these. And then we'll cut to standard, and warm our tires up, and then we're going to cut them up to aggressive. Alright, once we warm our tires up, we're going to cut them up to aggressive. So let's warm them up.
Okay.
Alright, here goes the restart of the race. Then we're going to crack it up to overtake. Once we see the zeroing out happening, then we're going to cut it up to overtake. Overtake. Alright. So we see Ricardo dropping back to those two soft tires to P9. Danny Ricardo, he's now dropped back to P10.
We don't want to lose too much time.
Come on, Ricardo, get in there. Get in there, Ricardo, holding P9. Got back in P10. The back markers are what was blocking us up, slowing us up here. Okay. We see Lando Norris pulling away from Magnussen to go with the front runners. Ricardo running behind Bottas here, and we're just going to keep them on that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go aggressive on these tires. We're just waiting for them to warm up a bit. All right, there they go, looking warm and in good temperatures. And then we're gonna, well, what was that? Lando Norris basically
if you can, push.
Jammed up there.
Use the pace now. Yep, understood.
Come on, Lando, pull away from Magnussen. How comes he's 9 seconds behind? Oh, no, it's corrected. Because I was wondering how he's 9 seconds behind Perez there. And he was right on Perez. All right, Ricardo on Bottas. So P9 Ricardo. Is he tires behind or hard tires? All right, so Bottas and Gasly got back past us on their softs. We're gonna be aggressive and keep our overtake going. And now it zeroes out. We're gonna cut to harvest there.
Let's have recharge
and
on then,
harvest
please.
there.
Yeah, confirm. Recharge on.
Understood.
As we stick,
5
Gasly 1 point something behind. Alright, 5 laps to go. ERS full. Back up to overtake then, since it's full. Let's go. Ricardo dropping out behind Bottas. Now he's back within though. 5 laps to go.
Overtake available if needed.
You see these tires, 50%. Perez 57, Norris 56. Magnussen has 50% tires, so Ricardo should be able to catch up to Magnussen and get by him if he can stick with Bottas here. Look at that. Russell almost slamming into the back of Danny Ricciardo there as he tries to stick with Bottas. But there's some weird thing going on with the timing screen for Ricciardo. I don't know. Some weird movements going on there. This is where all the excitement is. And we're just going to let our drivers continue to drive once they fill that bar up. And I'm going to cut down to Harvest. Lando Norris completely filling his bar up. Let's cut down to Harvest there.
We can have recharge on, please.
Let's go Harvest there. So Lando Norris picked up on Perez as well.
Nice job, mate. Nice job.
And he's right behind Sainz.
It's looking good.
Harvesting, 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 harvesting.
DRS enabled, DRS.
Close that gap. Now he'll get DRS.
Focus on recharge. Okay, understood.
Ricardo a bit out. Now he's back in. Now there goes that DRS for Lando. And then we're going to cut him up to neutral. As for Ricardo with DRS, cut him up to neutral as well. As he tries to get Magnussen. Oh, look at that! Virtual safety car. What happened? What happened? Virtual safety car deployed. What happened? No, we're not going to pit. We're not going to pit. Virtual safety car. Let's cut to standard. Standard so we keep our delta. What happened?
We've just had a crash on the track.
Latifi
Here's the
crashed.
replay. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi.
Did the two Williams take out each other? Oh,
There's
wow.
the crash.
That's crazy. Slammed into the wall there. Alright, so we're going to harvest. Virtual safety ending soon. So let's cut them up to overtake as the virtual safety ends.
We can use overtake.
So they get a nice start. Nice pull. Alright, so there we go. Back to regular racing.
Recharge off, recharge off.
And we're going. We're going.
DRS is enabled.
DRS enabled. So we should get DRS here. There we go. Looking good. All over the back of Carlos Sainz. Who's that trying to come down the inside? 2 laps to go. Cut that to neutral. And cut that to neutral for Ricardo. Ricardo picked up Magnussen. Nice driving from Danny. He's 4 seconds off. We could cut him up to overtake.
McLaren gain a position.
Here goes Lando Norris on Sainz with neutral ERS. Nice driving there, Lando. Nice driving. Let's see if he can use it. Let's see if Lando can use this to take this, keep this position. Let's see. Ricardo just got past. Gasly. Oh man, Gasly on the softs. Gasly on the softs is going to be a pain. But Ricardo should take back this position. Really nice driving from Danny. Gasly on those softs is going to be a pain to the finish, guys. So we're going to try and save as much of the battery as we can. And then for that final lap, we're going to pull. Oh man, we won't get DRS with Lando here. If we could just, man, if we could just give back that position to Gasly and let him go before we hit that DRS corner, that would be so nice. All right, final lap about to start. And we're gonna have to cut up to overtake and overtake. Let's see if we can hold them off. All right, so Ricardo P7 secured. Let's see if Norris can hold off Gasly. He's all over him. All right, so Gasly got the position for P3. Come on, Lando. You got this. You'll now get back DRS. Come on, Lando. Use this DRS now and take this position. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. There you go. There you go, Lando Norris. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All the way home. all the way home. Come on, use that ERS. Pull that bar up, Lando. Let's go. Ricardo P7 secure. Lando Norris. We're not going to catch up to Perez at all, Verstappen at all. But we should create as much distance to secure this P3 position from Gasly, who's kind of dropping off here. Exactly what we want to see. Gasly dropping off. Beautiful drive. Come on, Lando. There you go. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. Just a few more corners. Come on, Lando. Getting out of DRS. There we go. Out of DRS for Gasly. And P3 secure for Lando Norris. P3 secured for Lando Norris. Great drive. Great drive. Here comes Gasly for his final run. His final pull. Not today, says Lando Norris. Not today. Pierre Gasly. Not today. P7 secure for Danny Ricciardo as Bottas tries his best. Not today. And Lando, DRS. How did he get DRS there? Did he catch up? Did he catch up? How did Lando get DRS there? I don't even know. But yeah, great drive from Lando Norris. Great drive from Danny Ricciardo as well. Awesome drive. Awesome drive. Who won that race? Charles Leclerc won. And there was Verstappen behind with DRS. And there was Lando Norris behind Verstappen with DRS. Awesome. Great Drive there. Great Drive. All right, let's speed up to our celebration. Epic drive. Epic drive there. Epic drive. Really beautiful drive there.
Lando Norris,
P3. There you go. Great drive. Great drive.
Imagine how chuffed they must be. A podium is a real feat, and it's been accomplished in style.
There you go, Lando. Well deserved. Great race drive there.
And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
Yep, Lando Norris. Great drive. Definitely a good drive. Well deserved.
But remember, it's not just about today's trophies, it's the points that can make all the difference. A fantastic result for McLaren there.
Yep, they managed to bring everything together. Strategy, engineering and driving. They've had a very strong weekend indeed.
That's right, and they finished the race weekend in third place in the Constructors'
Wow, so we passed Mercedes in the Constructors'
Championships.
Championships. Nice. Beautiful. Next up, Canadian Grand Prix. Nice. All right, so there we go. Lando Norris moving up above Lewis Hamilton in the Driver Championships. And Constructors, we passed Mercedes just by a little bit, not by a lot. Hamilton crashed out, so that helped us there. Alright, so there we go, getting our bonus. We forgot to put in our rookie driver to get him some experience, so we'll get him in the next one. Use code word experienced down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos, all your support. 2 million lost to bonus payments for Lando Norris, so 2.9 million gained, which is really good. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think. How did you like that race? Remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.